Welcome back to another NCHS Current podcast. We're your hosts, Devin
and Victoria.
Today, we will be discussing some of the more popular conspiracy theories here at the high school.
Devin and I went out and interviewed 20 students regarding their favorite conspiracy theories from our list of 4 options. These were:
the moon landing was fake,
the earth is flat,
we live in a simulation,
and aliens are real. Let's review their options in depth. The first option was that the moon landing was faked.
Some reasons are that we haven't been back to the moon in 60 years, the photos from the moon don't show the stars, and there was wind around the flag. What do you think?
I personally think that the moon landing was real.
But what if it wasn't?
It's very hard to fake that photo and to fake the depth and detail that they put into it. Or not the photo, just any of the photos that came from space. I think it is very real, and I think it's very possible that we went.
But we haven't been back there in 60 years.
Yeah, because that's not really our top priority right now. We're not racing anyone. We're not trying to prove anything because we have already been.
But what if the need for a race compelled people to try and fake the moon landing?
Well, okay, that's a good point. But I also think that we tried. All the rockets that went up, what about takeoff? Everyone was watching that. Everyone watched the landing as well. When it came back. There's not just the moon landing. What about the rockets going into space?
That's a good point. That's kind of hard to fake.
Yeah, you really can't fake. It's not just going to be a cardboard cutout of a rocket.
What if they just went around the Earth and came back down? What if they actually didn't make it to the moon and the stuff on the moon was faked?
All right, that's possible, but it just doesn't.
But it is possible.
It just doesn't seem likely that they would fake that. I mean, I guess it would be likely, but I don't think that they faked it.
Okay. What about the fact that the photos don't show stars?
If they faked the photos, they would have added stars.
Yeah, that's a good point.
To make it seem believable.
Nobody's going through that much effort to fake a photo of the moon landing
and then forget to put stars. That's what people know. People look into the sky at night and see stars, space is stars. So the fact that they didn't include stars probably means they weren't faked, and that's just what space looks like from space.
Yeah. What do you think about the fact that there was wind around the flag?
Well, there's a metal pole in it, and also there is still momentum in space because
the momentum of putting the flag up.
Yeah. It just, things in space don't stop. They just keep going.
3 students agreed that this was their favorite theory.
The second option was that the Earth is flat.
Some reasons are: people believe that the Earth is a disk with Antarctica at the center and the continents spread out around. When something disappears, it has just fallen off the Earth. What do you think?
I don't think that the Earth is flat.
Why not?
There's just way too much science to prove it. There's way too much.
What do you mean by way too much?
Space. All the photos from space of Earth.
What if they've been photoshopped? If people believe that you could have faked the moon landing by photoshopping pictures, then people could believe it's possible that they photoshopped pictures of Earth.
How come no one's ever been to the edge of the Earth? How could scientists have dug down to discover all the layers of the Earth if the Earth is 2D? Or if it's 3D and slightly
2D.
thick?
It's not 2D, it's 3D, and it probably just have layers, the same layers that the Earth has right now, with the core in the center, and, if by saying the Earth has layers right now,
you need to say there's a center. Also, because the layers couldn't be that thick without it just being a really weird
Well, what if it's just
cylinder?
A giant it's a giant cylinder, and, it's still flat. It's not circular.
So then it's it has 2 faces. What's on the other face?
Well, maybe we don't know. Maybe.
Well, there's some people that believe that Earth is a giant iceberg, and that's what's at the bottom. It's just we're at the top. The top is flat.
But, maybe there's a whole nother civilization living on the bottom. Maybe we've been tricked into thinking that the Earth is round by the government, and maybe we all live in a simulation.
That's the next theory. Hold your horses.
Sorry. We'll get to that one.
Whoa. But, how does the ocean work? What are we floating on?
Well, how does the ocean work right now?
There's land underneath.
Well, what if there's still land underneath in the cylinder disk, the cylinder Earth?
No.
No, just no.
No.
Okay, then explain why some things like randomly disappear, like planes.
I think that planes disappearing have nothing to do with the fact that the Earth is flat.
But what if they'd fallen off the Earth? Explain that.
I think that if they've fallen off the edge of the Earth, how come no one else has actually gone to the edge of the Earth to try and find them?
That's good. That's a true point. Like, if we have an edge of an Earth, why hasn't anyone been there yet?
Also, there's like the research group that went down to Antarctica to prove that the Earth wasn't flat, and they all came back being like, oh my gosh, we're so sorry. We apologize for thinking that the Earth was flat.
No, that's like the same as the people who tried to prove that the Earth was flat using the lasers and like the mirror. And if it was curved,
they came back around.
They came back and like, they realized the Earth was actually round.
It's like there's so much science to prove that it's a sphere. And people also think, well, then how are roads flat? Because the curvature of the Earth is so large that the roads themselves aren't going to be curved.
Fair. But like, what if the Earth is flat?
It's not.
Okay.
2 students like this theory. The third option was that we live in a simulation similar to The Truman Show or The Matrix with like glitches and things.
Some reasons are that basically everything is fake. The Truman Show movie is like proof of this. Nobody exists outside of when we see them, and reality is just a government ploy for control. And there are glitches. I mean, this one actually has merit, like deja vu. Like, think about that.
Yeah. Also, like, I think this one's my personal favorite just because it's so believable. Like, when you think about it, no one really exists outside of the time that you know them. Like, I could go home right now. You don't know that I exist because you're not actively, like, seeing me or, like, listening to me. Like, people only exist when you see them.
My mind, like, refuses to believe that's true, but at the same time, it has proof.
But, like, it's crazy to believe, like, every single person on this earth has a life. Like, everyone you pass by when you're driving is going somewhere and doing something or coming back from somewhere. Like, every single person you see has a life. Like, that's like, it's weird to think about.
Everyone does have a life.
Yeah, but, like, you don't, like, see someone randomly, like, in the grocery store and, like, think about their life outside of the time that you see them. Like, as soon as you leave the grocery store, like, they don't exist anymore.
Well, they don't exist to you.
They
still exist in
But how do you know that? You're not seeing them. How do you know?
But
nope. How do you know?
But
like, once we leave, like, you won't exist to me because I don't know that you exist.
All right, I'm gonna text you, and then I'm gonna prove that I exist.
All right, so that's the only time you exist is when you're, like, actively in my own reality.
So everybody has their own reality,
But right now, you're only existing for my reality.
And so you're only existing for my reality.
Mm-hmm. But, like, I'm not a part of your reality outside of when I see you.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then the glitches, I just think those are really funny coincidences. But some of them are kind of cool.
No, but think about it, because I've had deja vu.
Yeah, I think that deja vu is really weird.
So what if it is glitches?
I mean, my favorite thing to say is when it's, like, when the production quality is lower than normal, like when the snow looks a bit too fake, or, like, the trees.
The production quality?
Yeah, the production quality is really low. Like, we need to up that budget.
Like, oh, shoot, this tree is dead. Must be that darn production quality.
Yeah, like, just things don't align, and it's just, like, it doesn't exist. Like, there's always random glitches.
9 students agreed that we live in a simulation.
The fourth option was that aliens exist.
Some reasons are Area 51 has intense secrecy. It's a military base with no reports on what is happening in there. So there have also been reported UFO sightings near the base. What do you think?
I think that aliens definitely exist. I just don't think that they exist in the way that people think they do.
How do you think, like, the aliens' portrayal in movie, though, compares to what we're actually going to find?
I mean, there's obviously, like, stereotypical alien, where it's, like, green, bald head, big eyes. It's just, like...
Like E.T.?
Yeah, kind of. It's just, like, aliens are so stereotyped, which is crazy because we don't even know if they exist. But I think that people are forgetting that aliens could also just be microbacteria that can be found anywhere.
Yeah. Do you think that if we had found aliens, would they be in Area 51?
Absolutely not.
Why not? I mean, because Area 51 is like the place where people think that there are aliens.
Precisely. Everyone thinks that aliens are there. So why would the government keep them there if they actually want to keep them a secret?
Where would the government keep aliens then?
Idaho.
Why Idaho?
All they have is potatoes. Why not throw some aliens in there?
What do you have against Idaho?
I have nothing against Idaho. It's just, if the government wanted to keep aliens a secret, they wouldn't put them in a place that is known for being secretive.
That's actually a good point.
Like, everyone thinks about Area 51 too much and, like, acknowledges that it has aliens for the government to want to put them there if they were actually trying to hide them.
But what if it's, like, reverse psychology, like, they've gotten you thinking about it, and so no one's actually going to believe that there are aliens at Area 51.
But everyone believes that there's aliens at Area 51. That's a very common knowledge. No one...
Well, it's a common conspiracy theory. We don't know if it's true.
6 students voted for this theory. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you visit the NCHS Current website for more stories and podcasts. This has been Victoria
and Devin.
See you next time.